Osrc News at 7. Ondo's Independent Electoral Commission postpones scheduled local government poll. APC group in United Kingdom condemns attack on Amotekun Corps in Akure. Federal government suspends taxes on rice, other staples. And from the foreign scene, French President Emmanuel Macron rejects Prime Minister's resignation after party's election defeat. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on OSRC television. I am Oyewumi Ayinigbere. Less than 1 week to the scheduled local government election in Ondo State, the State Independent Electoral Commission (ODEC) has announced the postponement of the exercise across the 18 council areas. Chairman of the Commission, Dr. Joseph Aremo, declared at the Commission's headquarters in Akure the failure of all the political parties to submit the nominations of their candidates for the election informed the decision. Omoriola Mbiji reports that the declaration was done at a meeting among the Commission, the political parties and electoral officers in the state.
This week hitherto fixed for the local government election in Ondo State ought to have been witnessing signs of activities towards the success of the elections, but the reverse is initiated by the State Chairman Electoral Commission, Dr. Joseph Aremo, was to intimate stakeholders on the Commission stand as regards the local government elections earlier scheduled for July.
We find out that what we have is not compliance with the rules and regulations. Therefore, the Commission, having reviewed this, decided to come out with this position that the election is hereby postponed. And it's not postponed definitely.
According to him, postponement became necessary following the failure of political parties to their nominations and engage in the electoral processes.
We invited the leadership of IPA to meeting to charge them adequately that them the commission no nomination, no valid nomination of candidates.
Reaction IPAC Olalua Adesanya, who spoke on behalf of all political parties in the state, confirmed that the parties deliberately boycotted the process.
After our last meeting here, we went to our office and decided among us that no political party should submit any nomination. Yes, we agreed among ourselves. We know you have the zeal to conduct free, fair and credible elections, and we are going to support you when the time comes, but not now. We have agreed that the election can never be held or take place until we confirm some
to review its activities and communicate a new date in due course. Omoriola Mbiji, OSRC News.
In the meantime, the Ibira community in Owo Council area of Ondo State has pledged its support for Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa ahead of the November governorship elections in the state. Deputy Governor Dr. Olaide Adilami, while meeting with members of the community in the town, assured that the state government would continue to ensure that non-indigents are carried along in the development of the state. Government House correspondent Zimo Ebiemi has details as presented from our studios.
In their large numbers, the Ebira community in our council area came out to publicly declare the support for Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. Addressing the gathering, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Olayide Adelami, thanked members of the Ebira community for coming out in large number to support Governor Aiyedatiwa in the coming election.
The concentration of Ebira in Ondo State resides in Owo. His Excellency, that they need a political appointment.
Dr. Adelami said the governor is committed to the advancement of socio-economic and political development of the state.
They are asking that government should support them for mechanized farming, in which case they will have to farm and irrigate and a modern farming, which means that to enable them to farm throughout the year, the seasons of the year. And they are not asking for too much. So in all this, we see them as a partner. You know, government is seeing them as partner in the agricultural revolution that the state government is coming up with. So, and I promise them I will convey all this to His Excellency so that it will reflect in a great policy that is coming up.
Responding, leader of Ebira community in Owo, Ahmed Isa, prayed for Governor Aiyedatiwa and his deputy, Dr. Adelami, and urged them to continue to push for more developmental strides in the state. Of the Ebira community, including Mr. Bello Onimisi, reeled off their challenges and expressed confidence of government intervention.
We want to go into mechanized farming. We have been used to subsistence farming, and I think this is the time we graduate from subsistence to mechanized farming. We don't have doubt in your ability to put smiles in our faces. This your payback visit to us is enough an attestation to the true leadership quality that you are known for.
Others who spoke at the event said they would continue to contribute their quota to the development of the state.
Staff members of Osrc, the state-owned corporation, have been warned against partisan politics. Osrc's chairman, Kunle Adebayo, during the news department's editorial meeting, commended the staff for their professionalism, urging them to maintain an apolitical stance in the discharge of their duties. Zaid Aribsala takes the story from here.
The editorial meeting of the news department of Osrc is for the daily engagements and execution of its mandate to the people. This edition is, however, playing host to Director of Finance and Administration of Osrc TV, Segun Fadayomi, his Orange FM counterpart, Richard Odofin, who are representatives of the chairman, Mr. Kunle Adebayo. In the words of the chairman, Mr. Adebayo, they commended the staff, enjoining them to take ownership of the system and eschew the tag of aloofness. Mr. Adebayo warned the members of staff against partisanship in politics and intimated them on efforts to the architecture of the corporation.
But we also have to be very careful, do your job, and go home, please. Don't post anything on politics, please. In fact, the main reason why I've come here today is out of the system, this corporation. Of recent, they've been having challenges on security. You know, even do all the good works. For the past few months, we have had major security challenges, which is unheard of. Burglars have come to the station to cut away our essential equipment. This cannot be allowed to continue again. We have issued several memos, circulars to staff to own the system. Please eschew the toga of aloofness. No, I'm alone. No. It belongs to us. It's our own. You must protect what you have. Your friends, housemates who are trespassing in the corporation, to stay away. To stay away. Everybody is caught. you will pay the price, it will be short. Again, it's important for staff too to please do your job. Don't ignore the politicians.
The management also issued a warning to trespassers on the station's facility to stay away or risk sanctions.
You have all the prerequisites, all the talents, all the skills to emerge and to excel wherever you are. But this is where we are today. And while we are here, we must ensure that we also the professionalism that we are known for, that we sustain it. So we have to concentrate on that. But security is everybody's concern. Let's be more and more careful and ensure that when we see something, we draw the attention of relevant authorities.
He assured that Osrc Television, Orange FM and Alalaye 96.5 FM will continue to be alive to their responsibilities. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
As Nigeria moves on after the celebration of its 25 years of unbroken democracy, conversation around the success or failure of civil rule in the country remains a subject of national discourse. In this report, Osrc's Said Aribisala again samples opinions of Nigerians and what needs to be done to strengthen democracy in the nation.
Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999 sparked up expectations, dreams and vision from countrymen. Unlike some of its other West African counterparts with somewhat of an unending episode of coup, recently pressed the tape, coasting beyond 5 years of democracy. During this period, 5 individuals, including the incumbent president, have taken charge of the nation's affairs. The gains or otherwise of these years of civil rule has been put up for debate among Nigerians, including political office holders and activists, with one of such instances involving FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and former Senator Shehu Sani. The journey, according to some Nigerians, has not been without its challenges, leaving critics to argue that the promises of democracy have not fully materialized for all Nigerians. With issues such as corruption, insecurity and economic inequality remaining on the table, call for more effective governance and accountability is rife from some Nigerians.
Whatever is the achievement of democracy in the 25 years, whatever is the minus, whatever is the strain, there's need to discuss it so that everybody will know what has failed. Its expectation not be met. You see, let me
complete failure to me, because democracy is about government of the people, for the people. I mean, government of the people, for the people. That is how it should supposed to be. Government of the people, made by the people and for the people. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. It has been personalized to some set of people, especially those that have been in the government in the last 25 years. They are still the one in government up to this present day. The youths are nowhere to be found. As a matter of fact, the likes of Zik, the likes of Leta Awolowo, the likes of Pa Anthony Enaoro were in active government at their early stage.
Inclusion of citizens in governance from 1999 to date and overall deliverables from the 3 arms of government has also elicited comments from Nigerians. Since 1999, 157 women have been elected into the 469-member National Assembly, with 38 senators and 119 into the red and green chambers.
A great success. I think attribute that success to Obasanjo. I'm not Obasanjo's fan, but that's about this thing. He did it perfectly. That he worked very well. He worked very well on it. That even military, they don't have interest again. So it's a very great. It's very, very successful.
Some Nigerians harped on the need to improve on the gains. Others believe certain changes to the governance structure is needed. While Nigeria's uninterrupted democracy and the assessment of its success or failure remains a national discourse, there is a collective call to address persistent challenges and strive for a more inclusive governance and prosperous nation. Sahid Arabisala, Osrc News.
You're still watching Osrc News at 7 after the break. The Southwest Caucus of APC in UK condemns attack Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC. The federal government has announced the suspension of duties, tariffs and taxes on some essential food items imported through land and sea borders. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, who made this known in Abuja, said the listed food items, which include maize, wheat, husk brown rice, and cowpeas, will enjoy a 150-day duty-free import window. He added that the move is part of the Presidential Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan, which is aimed at achieving food security and economic stability in the country. The minister said the government has been working tirelessly to address the food inflation crisis, which has seen prices skyrocket to unprecedented and ensuring that no citizen goes to bed hungry. The Southwest Caucus of All Progressives Congress in the United Kingdom has condemned the attack on officers and men of Ondo State Amotekun Corps by Fulani herdsmen in Akure North Council area. A total of 1,702 murders, 2,149 kidnappings, and 320 robbery cases were recorded by the Nigerian police force across the country. Emmanuel Macron has refused the resignation of his Prime Minister Gabriel Attal, asking him to remain as the head of the government temporarily for stability after chaotic election result left the government in limbo. Gabriel Attal was at the Elysee Palace earlier today to tender his resignation after his centrist coalition came second in the parliamentary election to a leftist coalition. Mr. Attal said he would remain in office if needed after the president asked him to stay on to ensure the stability of the country. Mr. Macron thanked Mr. Attal for leading the centrist coalition's campaigns in the European and French parliamentary elections. The Islamist militant group Hamas has accepted a U.S. proposal to begin talks on releasing Israeli hostages, including soldiers and men, 16 days after the first phase of an agreement aimed at ending the Gaza war. The group has dropped a demand that Israel first commit to a permanent ceasefire before signing the agreement, and will allow negotiations to achieve that throughout the 6-week said the proposal could lead to a framework agreement if embraced by Israel and would end the 9-month-old war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Akitunde Akishimola has the detail.
Hamas has accepted the U.S. proposal to begin talks on releasing Israeli hostages, including soldiers and men. That's according to a senior Hamas source who spoke on condition of anonymity because the talks are private. It comes more than 2 weeks after the first phase of an agreement aimed at ending the war in Gaza. The militant Islamist group has dropped a demand that Israel first commit to a permanent ceasefire before signing the agreement and would allow negotiations to achieve that throughout the 6-week first phase. If accepted by Israel, a Palestinian official close to the internationally mediated peace effort said it could lead to a framework agreement ending the 9-month war. A source in Israel agreement.
For the first time in many months, we feel there is a spark of hope.
At a rally, families of hostages called for Netanyahu to go through with the deal.
Netanyahu, we saw you sabotage the deal over and over again at the moment of truth, and each time our hearts shattered. Do not dare break our hearts again.
Meanwhile, Israeli forces stepped up military strikes across the enclave. At least 16 people were killed when a school sheltering displaced Palestinian families in central Gaza was struck by an Israeli airstrike. That's according to the territory's health ministry and the official Palestinian news agency. The Israeli military said it targeted gunmen operating in the vicinity after taking precautions to minimize risk to civilians. At least 38,000